Good evening, everybody. How are we today? It's another amazing time with you on Midweek Brand Gist with Jeremy Akpomera. I am he, Jeremy. Yes, I work with Brand Solutions Company, and what we do actually is to help you define your brand identity and sync your perception, the perception your customers have rather, with the message of your brand. Today on Midweek Brand Gist, we're going to be talking about something really interesting, and it is brand building via your SWOT analysis. Now, a lot of times, most of us in business are really scared to, in quote, self-evaluate. It's a problem for most business people because we are busy being dreamers when, in truth, a lot of things that we see in our minds are not the way they are in real life. So, SWOT analysis is, how will I put it now, a matrix. That's a big word. It's a template wherein you are able to find out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what opportunities lie around and ahead for you, and what the threats are. Now, if you notice, we talked about strength and weakness, opportunities and threats. If you pick the first letters of each of these words, it gives you the word SWOT. That's why we said brand building via your SWOT analysis. Now, it's very clear. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Now, if you notice, these two factors are actually internal. Your strengths are those things, those abilities that you have in you that puts you at an advantage. Those are inherent abilities. You're not going to get them from somewhere else. They're in you. The same thing as your weakness. They are inherent, in quote, disabilities, or things that you're not so good at, or that you're not so strong at. But the bottom line is, for strength and weakness, the underlying factor for both of them is they are internal. For opportunities and threats, they are external. Do you understand? Yeah. So for strength and weakness, we have you being the producer of these factors. For opportunities and threats, you have your environment, your competition, your colleague, etc., being the producer of the factors. But we know something about branding. Branding is really about perception. If someone believes that you can solve their problem, guess what? Even if you really cannot solve the problem, as long as the person believes that you can solve the problem, the person will patronize you. In that person's eye, you are the solution. Why is it so? You must have branded yourself. You must have shown yourself to the person as competent, even if you are not. That's why most times we say, be able to deliver on what you say, because it's easy to brand anything. But delivery on promise is what really keeps a retainer or keeps a customer coming. So when we look at our SWOT analysis, we ask ourselves, what is our strength and what are our opportunities? Right? We are advised. I advise business people, brand builders, whether you're a startup or you're a grown brand, please start branding from your point of strength. Why is that? So that tomorrow, when a client comes to meet you and says, I heard you can do this, it should be something that you can do with ease. It should be something that you can do without going to seek external help every time. You should be able to deliver on the basic promise of your brand, which is captured in your strength. That is something that is internal. Now, as it concerns your opportunities, you should also be sensitive to areas where that strength can be put to use, so you quickly, get it, and it's a good day, give or take, for your business. So you should be able to balance the internal and the external factor. When you brand yourself from your point of strength, you are doing it with ease. You have a smooth sail. You are able to deliver on promises. You are able to say, hey, see, I can do ABC, and indeed you will deliver ABC. As you remember, we said about 2 episodes ago that reputation is very important in branding. You cannot overemphasize that factor. When you brand from your point of strength, when what you want people to perceive is your strength, trust me, you are already on a good path. Now, we now ask, what happens to our weakness and the threats? While you are showing people your strength, you should now take that same time to work on your weakness. A couple of days back, we at Brand Solutions had to do our own SWOT analysis all over. This is something you should do from time to time. We did ours all over, and we realized that there were some things that we felt, these things are pushover, but they were actually threats in the long run. We had to make adjustments to see that, these things will turn these threats into new opportunities. So we had to find a new strategy around certain factors. But what happened? We were truthful to ourselves as it concerned our weakness and our threats. That is the part where most of us do not like doing. It's not easy to tell yourself the truth. Self-deception is the highest form of deception. So avoid it as much as possible. Tell yourself, I am not so good at, let's say for example, you are into pastries or confectionaries. You are not so good at measurements. It's not a sin. You might have a friend who, she knows the right amount of flour, the right amount of sugar by looking at it. If you know that is not a strength for you, brother, sister, don't try it, don't copy. If you need a measuring cylinder or a measuring can to do the pouring so that you can get the perfect volume or amount of ingredient you need, please do that. What have you been able to do? You have been able to leverage on already existing factors to strengthen that weakness that you have. Trust me, that your other friend will still continue looking at a bowl of salt and telling you this is 1 ounce, and it will be correct. That is an inherent strength for her. It might not be yours. So be truthful to yourself to understand your own strength and your own weakness. Build your brand around your strength. Look at your weakness on a day-to-day and tell yourself, okay, this is what I could do, this is what I can't do so strongly now. How can I get it better? If you really can't, if you realize that, okay, at the end of the day, there is a glitch or there's a part of the entire weakness, let me call it arrangement, that you are not still getting, seek external help. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing shameful about asking for help. My mom will say in pidgin English, who they ask questions, not they misroad. That's the idea. Ask questions. Let the person, if probable, help you and teach you, more importantly, not just help, but end up teaching you. So you now turn that particular weakness into a strength while you keep branding from a point of strength, while you keep showing people what you are strong at. You don't show, you put your best foot forward every time. You understand? So that is the idea behind brand building via your SWOT analysis. You put all this together, it shows you a correct picture of where you are in your business. So when you are telling people or you are bringing yourself out to the public, people are seeing the strong you, people are seeing the balanced you, people are seeing the you that can deliver, not the you who is not so good at that thing because you want to make money. No. I will say no every time to that. Do not mistakenly use money they come from inside to now put a dent in your reputation. No. Always accept what you are strong at and work towards getting stronger at your weakness. So I am really excited. I hope that you have learned something today. Next week we'll be talking about something equally interesting. See you